an Optimus number 111. Optimus globe, stamped, no stickers. At the front we have the catch. At the back we have the handle. It is a hefty beast, quite large. If you compare it with the Optimus 8 and the Primus Terrestre from the Soviet Union, you'll see it's higher, thicker, and a lot larger. It can take large pots, and it's very robust. This one has seen quite a lot, but it's still in very good condition. This one is actually ex-military. The Norwegian military, to be exact. These were used by Sweden, the Swedish military, and they had a nice touch that they had a little chain to hold it, so soldiers, especially conscripts, are notorious for losing things or damaging things. The UK, you also use them for military. The US Marine Corps used them in the 70s, and of course this specific one here, was used by the Norwegian military. These were in a batch that came for army surplus. I managed to get one. There's quite a few for sale. It is in very good condition, apart from the control knob, which was on the receiving end of some recruit or conscript and got a bit melted. I'm not going to change it. It's a bit of history. I did have to buy a new multi-tool. Well, basically it's a spanner and a jet removal. This is an original one for a 111, and I just put it into the lid where it's supposed to be. The Optimus 111 was introduced in 1952-53 and ran until about 83-84. So a good 30 years of production. But it didn't die off then, as it was revamped as the Optimus Hiker, which was only discontinued in 2019. It has a catch to hold the burner in place, so this will not open. It has a larger tank than an Optimus 8R or the 99 that I've shown you. This is a replacement heat shield. It came with the stove. As far as I can see, the people who were responsible for getting rid of the surplus equipment gave it a service. That is a new washer being put in. It had a new heat shield. The pump came oiled and a decent enough leather cup. I do have spares if I need to change it, but it works. I'll just take this off to reduce the pressure when I'm putting this in, because otherwise it won't go. It has a pressure release valve in the top, and I've checked it, and the spring etc. is fine. It also has a non-return valve, as with all pumps, inside there. The bottle is one of my own, which I'm now using to prime any of my stoves. I've got a few of these. They're much better than these ones that I was using. These don't pick up when they're half empty. These are squishy bottles, squeezy bottles. I think they're originally for sewing machine oil. So I'll keep one just to oil my printer as well. Now, to show you what type it is, first of all, this is the basic 111. It's a kerosene burner, and if I just tilt this after taking off the collar, you should be able to see these pillars. These are pipes. There are 4 of them. That means it's a kerosene burner. Some people say that you can use it with white gas. I wouldn't really want to do that unless I was very, very sure that everything was perfect. The non-return valve, if it fails and you're pumping, it can squirt out white gas all over you, which is very volatile. And if you then go to fire it up, you might have some burns, etc. I wouldn't. If it's meant to be for kerosene, use kerosene. Then there's 111B, which is only for white gas. Instead of having 4 pillars, as you can see, there'll be 4 pillars here. It only has the 2. Okay. Then there was the 111T, 111C, multi-fuels, white gas, kerosene, and if you change the jet, it would also use alcohol. And then there was the special Arctic Forces model. Instead of having the downpipe like this, it had it going round in a curve, and it was for use in the Arctic for the military. The control knob works. If you can turn it clockwise, it's off, like all these stoves. If you turn it fully anti-clockwise, the cleaning needle will lock in, and if it's on half, you're at full power. I usually will turn it on before I pump it up or anything, just to give it a clean, and then turn it off. Unlike traditional paraffin stoves, this has a control valve. Traditional ones would have a pressure release knob to let pressure out of the tank, and that would reduce the flame, and it would have a pump to give a higher flame. This one we can control using the control valve. I would say that it's always, and it says this in the instructions for the 111, it's always a good idea to release the pressure when you're going to store it. Preferably take out the fuel if you can. But if you can't, release the pressure and always have the valve in the closed position. If you have it in a hot room, it can build up, and if the valve's open, you could get kerosene coming through. I've had that with my bat stove. On a hot day, it built up pressure and managed to pump out some kerosene all over the shelf. I learnt my lesson after that. Now, I'm going to take this outside later on and light it for you. Obviously with the long summer nights it's going to be difficult to see the flame, but hopefully we will. So I'll go through it just to let you see how it's done before we actually do it for real. I'm not going to do it in the house as kerosene stinks. And even when it's vaporized, you will get a little bit of smoke when you fire it up. I'm using the cleanest kerosene I have. It's a C1 paraffin. It's not heating oil or anything. It's almost clear, but you'll still get a little bit of smoke when you start it up. So rather than get a bit of marital strife, I'll make sure that it's done outside. So always make sure it's off. Open up the pressure, release any pressure that's in it. Open up the cap, I mean. Because you don't want to be over pressurizing the tank. It's 10 to 15 pumps. You'll feel it when it's getting there. That's enough. There's a handy little hole in the top, and all you do is that I'll put this on so I don't spill alcohol everywhere. You put this in, or whatever you're using, give it a squirt. It'll go down this pipe here and into the bowl. This pipe isn't one of the burner pipes, as you can see. This one is the feeding bowl. So it'll go in there, and then you just take your lighter, give it a light. Flames will come up from the alcohol, hopefully just alcohol. Make sure that it's off. And once we have it heated, these pipes here heated up enough, I basically wait until the flames have died down and gone away. I then open it up and give it a light. And about halfway you'll get it and you'll hear it, the roaring burner noise. And then to turn it off, that's all we do. Once it's cooled down, you can turn it all the way around and then let it go. I'll just let the pressure out. I think I've probably let a little bit of kerosene into there. We'll have a look. It might have flooded it. Just out of interest. Yeah, we have kerosene in the bottom. I'll let that go. Just as well I didn't light it, eh? And there we are. Right. And then to put it away, what I do is I just let that go in a little bit, just so it clears this. And that's it in. It's a very tight fit on mine. I think I'll take the brackets out and fix them. And then we can just close it up. I'll let the kerosene evaporate, it won't be bad.